Today I've got a visitor on the back of the bike. Fair weather rider E. Say hello. Hello. It's a very good Pillion passenger, I must say. Can hardly feel her. It's like there's nobody on the back of the bike whatsoever. Sometimes I do forget as well. She's that good. Dead smooth, no rocking. Just leans with me on everything. Even around a sharp corner. Oh, hello, Mr. BMW. That's what you want, really. You don't want any jiggles. It's nice and steady. I think it's quite a skill, Pillion passaging. I couldn't do it. I haven't got the balls to do it. I'd rather be in control. You know that feeling when you're in control and when you're sat on the back of a bike and somebody else is in control? I can't get my head around that. I can't get to grips with it, unfortunately. I tried it a few times. I still shit myself. Because I don't, well, I know what's going on, but I don't know what they're going to do. I know what I would do if I was in the control. But I don't know what they're going to do. So it's a bit scary for me. So people who do it, I do admire them, to be honest. Obviously they've got to have a huge amount of trust for the rider. Which is obvious. That's the first step, I think. Then you've got to have a bit of, well, saying riding experience. You don't need riding experience, but to have been on the back of a bike before and someone's sort of taught you to ride Pillion, it helps a lot. So I think the second thing would be with Pillion passaging, would be to know what's going on, how the bike moves, how it reacts, what's going to happen if I turn this right corner now. What's going to happen? I could accelerate quickly at any moment in time to get out of trouble. I could accelerate to get overtake, and they've got to be ready for that. They've got to be absolutely ready for that, and so that's why they need to see what's going on all around. They need to know what's happening. Thirdly, they've got to relax. They've got to, I suppose it incorporates point number one. They've got to trust the rider, so therefore if they trust the rider, they will relax. So thirdly, I think they've got to be really, really relaxed. So if they start tensing up round corners, the rider's going to feel that, etc., and it's just a knock-on effect. I've taken people on the back of the bike before, and one was, for example, one of them was a rider and he knew how to ride, and the other one wasn't. And the guy with the bike, who was an experienced rider, he was leaning too far round corners for me. I wasn't going fast enough round the corner, so I didn't need to lean that far because I thought Pillion on the back, I'm not going to risk it. And he was over leaning, so I felt that, and then it sort of wiggles you, gets you off balance. That's not healthy. But on the other side of it, I had a non-rider who's been scared to lean with me because they don't know what's going on around with the bike and stuff like that. So it's very important, very important. It's not like in a car that you can just sit around, and you need to know what's going on. Well, as a rider myself, I don't like riding Pillion. I'm alright on a bicycle. But no, not for me, thank you. anyone that does it, I have a huge respect for the Pillion, because they've got a big job to play. Obviously the ride is 75% of it, but if the other 25% of it isn't right, the other 25% of it isn't right, it's not gonna be 100%. That's why it's necessary to have a good experienced Pillion rider on the back of your bike. So I'm quite grateful to have. But again, I can't feel anything. It's great. I can wiggle around. Like this. Just wiggle with me. It's like stuck to the seat. So. The only time she does get a bit scared is when I try to bring the front wheel up. Well, that's another story.